Anthony,
Yeah.
Jelly Roll is in SummerSlam. We thought celebrities, WWE.
Yeah.
You know, let's discuss, shall we?
Yeah.
The best celebrity crossovers we've seen.
You know, we'll start with this little rant that we've had previously. It's like people moan about celebrities being involved in WWE, like it wasn't a thing. It's always been a fucking thing.
It has always been.
And I'm sure we're going to cover some of that here.
We will indeed. But yeah, some have been painful. There's been many a, guest host of Raw where you're like, what the fuck? And then you've had some where you're like, that was fucking pretty awesome, actually. So we're going to break down our top 10 anyway.
Break it down.
And as Anthony said, it did start way back when, because in at number 10, I'm taking you back to WrestleMania fucking 1. Right? Where you had the main event tag team match of Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff teaming with Hulk Hogan and Mr. fucking T. Right?
Mr. T.
Mr. T was at WrestleMania 1. And you telling me that wasn't awesome? Because I pity the fool who tells me that wasn't awesome. Look, I think WrestleMania was such a massive, monumental make or break thing for Vince McMahon. And we've not put her on this list, but again, like the Cyndi Laupers, people like that, fucking Liberace's, getting like this media attention on it to make it this spectacle. And the way to do that is put fucking one of the TV's biggest stars at the time, Mr. T. Had he done Rocky by this point?
More like.
Has he done Rocky by this point? Maybe, I don't know.
I think he might have been.
Obviously, Hogan had done Thunder Lips, hasn't he? So
yeah,
maybe there was the Rocky connection. But so a movie star as well. You put him in the fucking main event of your show, right? Yeah. And you know what? He fucking delivered.
100%.
He no wrestling experience, nothing like that. He's in there with fucking absolute, amazing people in the biz like fucking Roddy Piper. You know what I mean? So he's got to go in there and wrestle him. So yeah, and I think he held his own. And I think Piper over the years probably said as well, like at the time he probably wasn't too thrilled about it because like why the fuck's he in? Which is the same you get today. Why the fuck's this celebrity taking people's spots? But I think he reflected on it and was like, I did a good job.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's exactly how you should use the celebrities, isn't it? Because like you say, it was to make WrestleMania more of a spectacle. It was to put eyes on the business, and it did just that.
It did, 100%. So yeah, Mr. T in at number 10, proving that wrestling and celebrities can be a good thing.
Crazy.
But who's at number 9, Anthony?
Who's at number 9? Well, I'm struggling because I can't see the fucking name.
Pat
McAfee, mate. It's Pat
McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
McAfee antivirus. What was that? Was it McAfee? Was that an antivirus?
I think it might be McAfee. Yeah. So you know what? I've never been a massive fan of Pat McAfee.
Enough to say his name wrong constantly.
But what I will give him credit for is like in terms of being there for WWE, being reasonable in the ring, and I think it's debatable on his commentary skills, but he's definitely got something about him.
Yeah.
I think he's been an asset to WWE more than anything else. So I think he deserves to be in this list. He's been one of the better crossovers.
Being an ass.
But he's been I think he's been one of the better crossovers, even if I'm not a massive fan.
Yeah.
And I fully understand that I'm British.
I was going to say,
get it.
It's harder for
the
us.
Yanks do.
Yeah.
I get that.
A name that isn't on this list for that same reason is William the Refrigerator Perry, who main evented against Bam Bam Bigelow, who's an NFL star. I don't know who the fuck he was, right?
Yeah.
So you might have... Oh, no, it wasn't even him. I'm getting his name wrong. It was Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, okay.
William Refrigerator Perry was in the fucking WrestleMania 2 Rumble.
Carl
right?
Knowledge.
Sorry. But, yeah, so it's kind of lost in translation a bit for us, isn't it?
Yeah,
I guess it's almost like what if fucking Cristiano Ronaldo was fucking in it or something, you know what I mean?
You weren't really scouts for that for some reason.
Fucking Cristiano. What if Leo Messi, lad, was in the fucking...
But I think it is a bit like that. Like, it's probably a bigger deal to the American fans.
Yeah.
So... I don't think I can fully appreciate it, but what I will appreciate is like, he stuck with WWE for a long time. I think he's no longer with them. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think he still is.
I don't know. Like,
well, he just had a match against Gunther, didn't he?
You can't clarify with the dirt sheets, can you? Because I heard that like, oh no, he's done with them. But then sometimes like, oh no, he's having some time away because he's got other shit going on, which he has.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
So who knows? But he's been there for them on commentary. He was it. I can't remember which Rumble it was where they were like, it's actually you, and he had to get up from commentary.
One. Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. He's been down for even the amusing comedy stuff as well.
He's had a few. He's had a few different matches and stuff, hasn't he? So I think he got a lot of plaudits for the NXT work.
The NXT work, like he was trying some moves there as well, like some quite high flying moves at times as well.
Yeah.
So fair play to him.
I think as well. Like I don't want to shit on him, but obviously it was kind of a high bar, and I think obviously he's been in there with Austin Theory. He's been in there with fucking. Who was the guy he was in at WrestleMania? It was Austin. No, that was Austin Theory. Was it Austin Theory? He had a feud with someone. No, Baron Corbin.
Oh yeah,
Baron Corbin. And then he was in there with Austin Theory. He was in there with Vince McMahon. And then he's just gone in with fucking Gunther. Was he in there with someone else as well? So,
was it?
But I think
Your famous story with Vince McMahon jumping off something at the ripe old age of 80 odd.
it was. That wasn't for Pat McAfee.
No.
That was Gronkowski.
Oh, it was Gronkowski. Yeah, and he's like, it's nothing, and did it himself, and you're like, you fucking mad.
Yeah, it is insane. But yeah, so it's one of them. I think in terms of crossovers, as in general, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say like, oh, his match with Gunther was amazing, or like, you know, oh, that thing he did at WrestleMania was boss. But the fact that he's got that appeal over in the States and has got them eyeballs on it and has done commentary, he's done wrestling, he's done everything. Yeah, I think he deserves.
I'll be fair and acknowledge while he's not necessarily my cup of tea, definitely got something about him, and I think he's one of the best at WWE celebrity crossovers.
Yeah, I love that. It's like, we don't really get it because we're British and he's a Yankee.
Not
my cup of tea.
Yeah, I went as British as I could with it.
Yeah. In at number 8, and this may be a controversial one because people either fucking love this or people hated this, right? And I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather. I think at the time, you know, Mayweather was super hot. He'd not been defeated in boxing. I still don't think he actually has he? So undefeated guy, and it was at WrestleMania, and it was a chance to work with him. And obviously they put him against Big Show. Was it a fucking clinic or a classic? No, obviously not. Right? But it got a lot of eyeballs on it, and you know I'm a fan of a mirror match. Yeah. I'm also a fan of a David and Goliath story.
All right, I was going to say, I don't know where you're going with this, Carl, but that is not a mirror.
Just look at them. Fucking magic mirror, maybe. But yeah, I'm also a fan of the underdog story, and I like the fact that they did give Big Show a bit of credit in the sense of they didn't just have Mayweather come in and welly him. It was like, well, fucking hell, he is a giant. He had to use a steel chair. He had to use brass knuckles, but he did knock him the fuck out, right? And it did then lead Big Show on after this to start using the knockout punch, and it was character development for him as well.
Yeah.
So
very well used in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to bring someone in, because like, they tried to do I don't know why it's always Big Show, but they brought in Akibono. Remember that? And he did like a sumo match.
Yes, I remember that.
And I was like, well, that didn't really have the same appeal as what this did.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think in terms of boxers at WrestleMania, you know, there's maybe one other one who we may get to in a bit. But, you know, Butterbean and Bart Gunn wasn't a good look.
I mean, it wasn't, but at the same time, it's been talked about ever since.
Yeah.
Like, you can't deny that it was memorable.
It was memorable. But yeah, for me, this one, I think getting Floyd Money Mayweather in, it was like, people were like, holy shit, Floyd's going to be at WrestleMania, got eyeballs on it. And I think people either loved it or hated it. Probably more hated it than loved it. But for me, little old Carl watching this, I was like, oh, fucking hell, who's going to win? He's undefeated in boxing, and he's the Big Show. He's massive. What's going to happen?
Weren't you more old than little at this point?
When was this? Just like fucking 20 years ago or something? I was a teen.
Can't have been that long ago. Am I getting old? Who knows?
You're old as balls, mate. But yeah, so I'm sticking him on the list. Fight me. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Number 7.
Okay, so this is someone I always like ones like this where for the audience, Stephen and Mel, right? I always quite like when celebrity is clearly a wrestling fan first.
Yeah,
you know, they're not coming into it because they found an affinity for the business, or they've been paid or whatever. He was a wrestling fan, so much so that he's done heels and various other things, which is actually about wrestling as a show. It's not about high heels. But he's clearly a wrestling fan first and foremost, and I don't know, I think there's always something endearing when you see someone who's clearly been a fan growing up who gets to have a go in the ring, and you can see the joy in them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we saw here when Stephen Amell went up against not with the business anymore, but Stardust. You might remember Stardust.
Oh yeah. God, do you remember him? What he's up to nowadays?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's due for a comeback. Who knows?
That's it. Well, I mean, he's got good connections with Cody Rhodes, and he was in Green Arrow with him. So maybe they can put him back in touch with him.
Never know. So obviously Stephen Amell, you know, I'm not going to try and sit here and go, oh, you know, he was the best or whatever, but he had a really good showing in the ring. To be fair to him, you know, I'm not going to say it was the best. You know what I mean?
I think in many ways,
as far as a celebrity turning the hand to wrestling, he put the work in, and you could tell he put the work in, and he didn't do too bad at all. And to be fair, you know, joking aside, Stardust Cody, he was carried by Cody, who obviously was born and raised by the business, and could help him through that match as well. Yeah. So it's just a nice moment in general, really.
No, it was. I think for me as well, obviously, I'm not saying that he, you know, was the person that paved the way for all these others. Obviously, we talked about fucking Mr. T a minute ago, right? But you talk about people who actually wanted to be there, right? And she's not on this list, but I'll give an honourable mention a little bit to Snooki, right? In Jersey Shore, because I think she surprised a lot of people in the match that she was in, right? Yeah. Obviously, that was clouded by the whole John Morrison and Trish thing. But I credit Stephen Amell because he was such a fan and he did really put a lot of effort into it. Yeah. I think it then changed the landscape a little bit for celebrities to be like, well, no, if you want to be in this, you don't just come and do it and phone it in. Yeah. Like, look, you know, we do have people who come in and actually give it a go. Yeah. And then you've seen, obviously, what that's meant. So.
Which is mad because, like, one of I've always quietly expected to happen was Macaulay Culkin.
I love that, you know.
Because I think he would put the work in to have a go. Yeah. And he's clearly a fan. But, hey ho.
Never say never. No. It happened. In at number 6, and again, I think if I get all the controversial ones, I'm talking Ronda Rousey, right? And I'm talking Ronda Rousey before she became a WWE superstar.
And that is the right image for that.
Yes. This is when Ronda Rousey rocked up and everyone was like, oh my God, what does this mean? And she had that tag match team with Kurt Angle against Triple H and Stephanie, right? And blew the fucking socks off everyone.
Yeah, her and Kurt did a fucking brilliant job.
I was not expecting what we got in that match. No. She killed it, right? 100%. And I honestly think if she hadn't have then... I feel like with Ronda, she's a bit like, completed it, mate. Yeah? Yeah. She went, she did it, she obviously had a great showing in her debut, and then kind of went on, was a champion for a bit, and then just kind of was like, meh. And then sort of came back, but you could tell her heart wasn't in it, and it kind of left a bit sour. Yeah.
And sadly, I think they tend to remember the sour rather than the debut, and they should remember the debut.
100%.
Hell of a show on that.
And you can talk about, you know, Stephanie McMahon saving the women's division and Evolution, and they're behind it all and all that, whatever that bollocks is. This is still at a time where we're not too far removed, I don't think, of the women not even getting a match on the fucking WrestleMania card. Yeah. So they were like, we're going to bring in this mega star woman. Yeah. And yeah, she's in an MMA, so it's not that far of a reach, but she's still not in the business. They bring her in, and then a year or two later, we have the first ever women's WrestleMania main event. Yeah. That wouldn't have happened without Ronda. Yeah. Because she had the star power. Is whatever, you know, however you want to look at it. Yeah. So for me, in terms of celebrity crossovers, she, whether you loved her or hated her, and I'm the first to say a second run especially was shit. She phoned it in, right?
I think even she might consider that she probably shouldn't have done the second run because I don't think she wanted to be there really. No.
But you can't take away from her that WrestleMania debut that she did, what an epic match that was, and how people were just like, okay, fucking hell, she can go. Right? You talk about people taking to this business. She did. Yeah, and she put on a great show. And yeah, I think that set the trajectory for the women's division on the right path. And now, obviously, we're all grateful for that. So, indeed. Yeah, number 6, Ronda Rousey.
Beautifully put, mate. Beautifully put.
So, number 5.
Diamond Dallas knocking.
Cheating a little bit here. Cheating a little bit.
So, Carl, this is cheating a little bit. But I don't think it is. I'm going to defend myself here. So, it's David Arquette. Mm-hmm. And I think he needs to be mentioned. And we're never going to do a WCW list because they're owned by WWE now.
Yeah, to be fair.
It's not the same.
Who else would we stick on here? RoboCop?
Exactly. So it's difficult, but he needs to be included in this list. But it was technically a WCW star. Yeah. But not just a movie star in his own right. This guy was, most notably known for Scream. Mm-hmm. We loved him for Ready to Rumble. Clearly a wrestling fan.
Well, that's how we kind of got Ready to Rumble, wasn't it? You know?
And he held the WCW title. Yeah. So, and that is a controversial take as well. Some people think he should never have, and some people even mark it as like that's when WCW fell off, really. Yeah. But, you know, imagine, say you're a celebrity, Carl, right?
Do you mean say I'm a celebrity?
I'm just saying, say like you've become world famous, the Bucks took off, right? You've become world famous, and the WWE approach you and go, look, we want you to do some stuff. We want you to hold the belt. Mm-hmm. You are not going to say no.
No,
you're a wrestling fan. Yeah. And you were fucking going to take that opportunity 100%. With both hands. So I don't care about the controversy.
Well, at least with one hand, my other hand might be occupied elsewhere with the great news I've received.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. The phone, right?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, so I don't care about the whether you love or hate the fact that he held the main title, but as far as celebrity impact on a wrestling business, he was a big star at the time, and I think that probably gets overlooked a little bit because it's like, oh, it was the death of WCW. I mean, don't be wrong, this was when WCW were writing big checks as well to get things. And again, some people say that the spending
sounds like someone else we know. I kid. I just love to wind you up. Tony Khan.
But no, like some people mark that as the doom for WCW as well, don't they? They're spending big without much payoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was good fun. I think you could, again, he's another one you could see he was enjoying it, and he was a wrestling fan. I think there's always something a little bit endearing about that.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we talk about crossovers. This is one of the, probably your favorite, but one of the best ever wrestling movies as a result of all
Ready to Rumble.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a great film. And if you haven't seen it, why?
I think we did it at the movies about this ages ago, didn't we? Just talking about our love for this film. But this is like young Carl and Anthony.
I have a problem with I often make TV show and movie references. And I know a lot of people do. But if I make a Simpsons reference, most people get the reference, right? The trouble is I reference Ready to Rumble a lot, right? Yeah. And people don't really watch it. It's not as well known. So that comes across as a bit odd. But I'm still going to do it.
Yeah. Just walk around.
Foreign objects! Crown him! But yeah, great film. Fantastic film. A product of its time.
Well, exactly.
I think if you watched it now without the nostalgia, you might go, this is a shit film. Yeah. But it was a product of its time, and it was a great product of its time. And
John Cena's in it, if you can see him.
Diamond Dallas Page plays the villain. Another friend of the show. Fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Do
we get anyone else?
Goldberg was in there. Yeah. He was.
Macho Man was in there. He had a cool...
Terry Funk.
Yeah.
Terry Funk did fantastic in that film, actually.
Yeah. There was a fair few great ones, wasn't there? So, yeah, check it out if you
Sal Bandini.
Yeah, that's a bit sensitive, that one. That was very much a Stu Hart rip-off, wasn't it? So, but, yeah, still funny. In at number 4, Anthony, I'm talking bunnies. I'm talking bad bunnies.
That sounded weirder than you wanted it to, I think.
I think it did. But, yeah, Bad Bunny, man.
Bad Bunny.
He, I think, surprised a lot of people. You talk about people who took it seriously, didn't phone it in. Particularly, I know he had that tag match where he teamed with Damian Priest, and that was how he kind of came into the business. I want to talk about fucking Backlash Puerto Rico, because that was epic.
Yeah. Indeed.
He came out looking like a fucking star, right? Yeah. And again, I don't think, is Bad Bunny that big over here?
I think he's...
just because we're super old?
He is... I don't think he's as big as he is in the States.
Yeah.
I think he's a big enough deal.
Yeah.
I think over here you probably get people going, oh yeah, he did that Cardi B song. Okay, and then you'd be like, so, most people would probably get annoyed if you remembered him from that, but I think that's probably what you'll get more over here.
So for us, I didn't know who this guy was, and I was like, oh, it's Bad Bunny, I have no idea, and I was just like, oh, he's going to be some musician, he's just going to phone it in. And you know what, man, he really surprised me. I think the moves he was doing, the fact he went and had the street fight.
Fucking a great taste in... not just a wrestling fan, a great taste in being a wrestling fan as well, because he's referenced Eddie Guerrero so many times in his songs, because he's a big fan of Eddie Guerrero, and you go, because he's a fucking legend.
Exactly. So look, I think he surprised a lot of people. I think, especially this match though, Puerto Rico, I want to particularly highlight, because I think everyone was just like, okay, that's the bar now for celebrity wrestling matches.
Is it unfair to say that I think he made wrestling cool a little bit for the newer generation, because he was this cool rapper guy.
That's what they're about, isn't it?
I love wrestling, and they're like,
that's why you're seeing KSI and I Show Speed and people like that rocking up, and it's like,
but I think he set that standard and going, oh, it's cool to like wrestling again.
Yeah, he certainly helped.
Because we were there when it was cool to like wrestling, when it really wasn't, and then it's peaked up a little bit again. And I think you're right. I think he was kind of the start of other celebrities going, oh, I really like wrestling as well.
Yeah. No, I agree. So yeah, bit of a trailblazer in that regard, but yeah, massively impressed me, and I think he deserves to be this high up on the list.
Agreed.
Because of that. Number 3.
The hell am I looking at?
Jackass.
Jesus. You know what, right? I either need better glasses or you need a bigger screen. I can't decide. Right. Now, this is one of the best, I think, or one of the better executions of celebrities.
I loved this match.
Jackass rocking up, right?
Yeah.
And obviously the whole shtick of what Jackass is plays so well in a wrestling ring. I think it's one of the better executions for this. So I think, the only sad fact of it is just how old we feel seeing Jackass in the ring now.
Yeah.
But no, I think well executed. Again, I'm not going to keep doing this with all of them, but I don't know if necessarily the whole group, but clearly wrestling fans had a lot of fun with it. are not afraid to get hurt, let's be honest, and put on a really fun spectacle. It didn't have to be about the wrestling or the technical elements, but the Jackass shtick plays so well in a WWE ring that it's just the execution of, you have to give it props for. So it has to be on the list just for that. A
perfect foil in Sami Zayn as well. I don't think many people could have pulled it off as well as he did, but I loved this match. This was everything I love about professional wrestling. It was fucking stupid. It was funny. It was entertaining. You know, there was athleticism in there as well. Like, obviously, mental stuff. Wee Man coming out and fucking hitting like a FU or whatever it was on him. Just randomly Party Boy coming out and doing his dance. Like,
and as you say, like, Sami Zayn is probably the perfect guy to work this sort of match.
And considering that they are promoting like the Jackass movie or whatever, it wasn't too like,
wasn't heavy-handed
promotion. Do you know what I mean? It was like, you know, it's a Jackass guy, so you know they've probably got a movie out. They didn't have to bang on about it.
It hit at the right time, because I think if they'd done it now, there'd be a big Jackass logo on the mat and everything. Because we're all about product placement now. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
but like,
Nick Khan.
I love the innovation that went into it, like the giant mouse trap, the fucking, and like even when things didn't work out and stuff was going wrong, they still improvised. And
but again, it's like that. It's like it just plays really, really well to WWE.
Yeah, and we know Johnny Knoxville's a madman. He's been shot. He goes to them with bulls and everything. So he just wouldn't shy away from this, would he? So
it's almost as if like your deathmatch style of wrestling was good as fuck. Like
maybe that's our niche. Maybe we should start that promotion. What if death matches were funny?
You can still get hurt, but it's not going to be light tubes.
Yeah,
might be a giant mousetrap.
Yeah. Just wax him with a giant dildo. So number 3, Jackass. Which leads on to number 2. I did mention at the start, about, I mentioned on the Floyd thing, there may be another boxer on this list, and it's Mike Tyson, Anthony.
Yep.
I think this was WrestleMania 14, right? It was obviously Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is still when WCW was peak. This is when the ratings wars was happening, and Vince McMahon decided, do you know what? I'm going to bring in Mike Tyson. That'll get some eyeballs on things, and it fucking did. Right? And he didn't just bring him in as like an outside like enforcer who just stood there and stuff. He was actively involved. He was shoving Stone Cold. He was involved in the storyline.
Well, didn't he do the whole thing with the DX t-shirt as well?
Well, that's it, yeah. So like, as you can see in the picture, he's got the DX t-shirt on. Ultimately, he had a Stone Cold one underneath it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I love it, especially because Shawn Michaels got chinned. So that's always a big bonus.
You actually have that as your screensaver, don't you?
I do. It's just on repeat. This is great. And then when I go in my wallpapers, just Brett saying fuck Bill Goldberg. I like Brett. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, I think this ultimately had a massive part in potentially saving WWE to a degree. So yeah, I definitely deserves to be on this list. I think Iron Mike, obviously at a time when he, I think it was good for him as well to get that exposure. It was a partnership that made sense, but it's one that got a lot of eyeballs on a WWF that felt stale at the time. And I think this, you talk about your Attitude Era and all that. Obviously, they were sort of in that, but this kind of then catapulted them to help win the wars.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was definitely the right move for both parties.
Yeah. So yeah, Mike Tyson, number 2, which leads Anthony to the number 1 wrestling crossover, which is...
Okay, look, hear me out. Right.
Everybody leaves this.
Logan Paul.
It is Logan Paul.
Right. He's got a lot of heat. A lot of people just don't like the guy. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, he's got a lot of reasons to be unlikable. Right. No, that doesn't make sense. He hasn't got reasons to be unlikable. You've got a lot of reasons to not like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better, right? So I understand that people will just never like him. However, he's got a massive fan base.
He does.
He is a hell of an athlete.
He is.
He can clearly go in the ring.
He can.
And he has, he's not, I don't think he's the first in WWE. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's held the US title.
He has.
And I was thinking, is he going to be the first one to hold a main title as a celeb?
Maybe.
He went up against Roman and did all right against Roman.
Yeah.
I think people forget about that. Mm-hmm. He's a legit good wrestler. I think it annoys people that he doesn't do it full time, and he's not there because he's there because he is a celebrity, and I think that gets remembered quite a lot, doesn't it? But
supposedly he is now fully committed to this, and he is doing it full time.
Where is he?
Well, he's actually talking about SummerSlam, and he's in that celeb match with the Jelly Roll, so he's around.
What is full time? Is he there every week?
What is full time to anyone in the modern era? Do you know what I mean?
We've gone even Punk doesn't put the hours in anymore.
Well, we've gone from a time where obviously, and it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. We've gone from a time where wrestlers were working 320 days a year, or whatever it was. To like now a lot of them don't do house shows and stuff like that. So you need that balance. So he's a busy man. He's got Prime. He's got Lunchables, not Feastables. That's Beast in it. Got Lunchables. Got all these other shit that he does. So yeah, he's a busy guy. I think it's worth us noting, and we say this all the time, is that we are able to separate the wrestler and the person.
Yep.
And a lot of times we use that when we're saying, Cody Rhodes, you fucking suck, but we like you as a person.
Yeah.
Right?
Cody Rhodes, he absolutely loves the business and he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, as a character, still not on board.
Yeah. And this is more Anthony than me, by the way. Right. Cody, just so you know. This is more this guy. Right.
Just turn heel.
I love you, right? But this also works the other way a little bit as well, because you may have opinions about Logan Paul, the person that you've seen, whatever, right? If we look at this from a Logan Paul's a wrestler in WWE lens, I mean, yeah, he's brought eyeballs, he's, got sponsorships, he's very heavily involved, and he's delivered in the ring. Yeah. So, for me, I think, he's...
I think if people want to hate him, that's fine. He's been good for the business.
Yeah. But what do you think?
And let's be honest, there's some iconic bits, right, of... Like, I don't know, it's possibly at the risk of being overdone with him, but like the selfie frog splash onto the table.
Well, yeah.
Onto the announce table, or was it an elbow onto the announce table?
That's it.
But that was a bit different, that was unique, that was fun.
What he's been really good at, same with the Ricochet thing at the Rumble, is he creates these viral moments.
Yeah.
And when you're a company like WWE that's trying
they want the viral moments.
You're trying to grow your audience and get that global exposure, that's exactly what you need. Yeah. So, and he's done that, he has delivered, so...
And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't work. Like ziplining in on WrestleMania was still kind of lame.
Yeah,
but he tried it.
Well, exactly. So you're not gonna get them all right. But yeah, he's our number one in terms of best celebrity crossovers. So if you're still here and you've not unsubscribed by now, then let us know. Did we miss anybody? Who do you think has been the best celebrity crossover? Do you want to mention Lawrence Taylor? Do you want to mention? I mean, we are keeping it to WWE, aren't we? But like, if we would have had AEW, Shaq may have been on there, possibly. You never know. But let us know what you think, and if you're still here, as I say, and you haven't unsubscribed, hit subscribe now. Audio listeners, love as always. Thanks for keeping listening. We hope that we can fill your ears with that sweet butter.
Nice.
So yeah, until next time, bye.